So you're looking to read more modern horror fiction, but you don't really know where to start. Maybe you're someone who reads a lot of fiction to begin with, but you don't know how to approach horror, or maybe you'd like to get started reading more books in the first place. Either way, we've got you covered. There are a ton of excellent horror writers out there, and every year there are hundreds of horror novels published. You don't want to waste your money, you don't want to waste your time, so we have a list of 5 excellent places to start. 5 authors that we highly recommend and notable works from each author. I'm Vince, welcome to Dread Alert. Like this video if you like horror, and be sure to follow us for more horror content.
Dread Alert Media.
Starting at number 5, I'm going to recommend to you Clay McLeod Chapman. From Whisper Down the Lane to his recent Wake Up and Open Your Eyes, Clay is the master of making you feel completely unsettled. Wake Up and Open Your Eyes is a modern political horror novel having to deal with demonic possession through media, and the media that we consume. I don't think this is necessarily taking sides so much as it is saying that everyone is a little bit biased, everyone is a little possessed by their own echo chamber, and the book itself is extremely well written, it's extremely well paced. Even though the characters are terrible people, they're all still very likable and empathetic, and I don't think you'd waste your time giving Wake Up and Open Your Eyes by Clay McLeod Chapman a chance. I will say there is some weird body horror in it, so if you're extremely turned off by gross things, this may not be the one you want to jump in with. At number 4 on our list, we have Paul Tremblay. Paul Tremblay's released a lot of novels as well. Where do you get started? I'd recommend A Head Full of Ghosts, which is a psychological thriller about a reality TV series filming in a family home because the eldest daughter is exhibiting signs of possession. Yes, another possession recommendation. This is extremely ambiguous, and at the end of the novel, you're left wondering whether the possession was real, fabricated, or all a TV stunt. I loved Head Full of Ghosts, and I think you should definitely check that out. But if you want something a little bit more experimental, Paul Tremblay's horror movie might be for you. Now, I would recommend this for experienced readers, as a good portion of the book is written like a screenplay. It has to do with a lost film and the events surrounding it, which were extremely tragic, and the Hollywood remake of this lost independent film years in the future. Coming in at number 3 on our list, I highly recommend you check out Anya Alborn, specifically her brother. Although Brother is very dark, and if you want something a little less traumatic, maybe Seed is a better fit for you. I truly love Anya Alborn's prose, her sense of character and relationship, and the fact that all of her books have extremely dark endings, although Brother darker than most, and a little graphic as well. Brother has to do with a young man who was adopted by a family of serial killers, and his struggle to fit into the family dynamic and also live up to his own morals and values once he finds a girl that he falls in love with. I don't want to ruin anything else because all of Anya Alborn's books tend to have a really large twist ending, and that twist tends to take the book to an extremely dark place. I highly recommend you check her out, if for no other reason because the prose is so strong. Coming in at number 2, check out Josh Malerman. Now, I've not read a lot by Josh Malerman, but what I have read has been incredible. I especially liked Incidents Around the House from 2024. This book was truly creepy. It's a ghost story, a haunted house story, a tale of infidelity and repression, all centering around a girl named Bella and her parents. Bella has a strained relationship with her parents because her parents have a strained relationship with each other. Then there's her relationship with other mommy, who lives in her closet and keeps asking for permission to come inside and enter her body. It is very creepy, and yes, another possession story. I didn't realize I had a bias towards possession stories until this very moment. I really enjoyed Incidents Around the House. I thought it was really creepy, but if you want something a little bit more popular, you might want to check out Josh Malerman's Bird Box, which was made into a very popular Netflix film. Last up on our list of authors to help you get exposed to horror fiction is Stephen Graham Jones, and if you've watched any of our previous videos, you know how much I love Stephen Graham Jones and his writing. I might recommend The Only Good Indians or the Indian Lake trilogy if you want something a little meatier to sink your teeth into. But I Was a Teenage Slasher and The Buffalo Hunter Hunter are 2 books by Stephen Graham Jones, which are him at his best. I Was a Teenage Slasher follows Tolly Driver as he comes to terms with the fact that he is now, through freak accidents, become a slasher himself, and the guilt and the conflict in him about having to do what he has to do as a slasher. And The Buffalo Hunter Hunter is extremely interesting as well, the bulk of which takes place in 1912 and follows a Lutheran pastor as he takes the confession of an indigenous vampire. This book is phenomenal, and it will make you confront things that are horrific in terms of vampires, but also in terms of modern-day culpability for treatment of Indigenous people in the United States. If you enjoyed this video, check out our interview with Stephen Graham Jones, which should be on the screen right now. And as always, stay spooky, my friends.